Tucked away in a valley, Lebisham station is miles from anywhere. Levisham and its sister up at Goathland are the only two stations on the 18-mile journey between Pickering and Gromont, and the people who know them love them. Levisham, though, is lucky to be here in the first place.
The station here was built as a quirk of fate, really, by the local landowner. Landowners have played a major part in where railways can and cannot go up and down the country. And in this case, the local landowner owned the house next door, and he said, well, I'll let you buy some land off me, subject to you building a station for me. And this is why Levisham Station appeared here, in the bottom of the valley. The landowner concerned was the Reverend Skelton, who was the local churchman. He was also a little bit of an oddball at times. He built a folly on the top of the hills here, where he could write his sermons in peace and quiet while contemplating the countryside. The folly is still there, yes. Not quite as good condition when he will remember it, but it's still there, and it still provides a commanding view over the valley where you can still watch trains going past now, very much as he did 150 years ago.
The steam engine is somewhat special as a machine. Somebody said that the steam engine is the nearest thing that man has created that is a living being, and it's a fascination that's enduring, and it seems to be enduring through the generations. I'm told I was making trains out of pencils at the age of about 18 months, so there must have been something in the blood for me. We haven't had steam engines running on in service on the national network regularly now for well over 30 years. But I believe interest in railways still remains one of the sort of top pastimes and leisure interests in this country. We're delighted to be able to serve it and to foster it.
It's a busy day at Lebisham. They've got visitors, a brass band from East Yorkshire, and an audience to fill the station and the coffers. The railway's summer concerts are a rare treat for this quiet place.
We have had people get off the train and turn to each other and say, but there's nothing here. To which the husband's reply was, we told you there was nothing, and the wife's reply was, yes, but I didn't think you meant this much nothing, because the station basically comprises 2 platforms, the station house, 2 station cottages, and the signal box, and our fleet of wagons, so there doesn't seem to be much to do, but it certainly keeps us busy.
Beth Sissons loves this part of the world. Monday to Friday she's a scientific researcher, but come the weekend she gets her sleeves rolled up.
I've worked on this railway most of my life in various capacities. I started selling tickets when I was about 8 or 9 probably, under supervision. My parents have always lived up here and they met on the railway, and my grandparents have a holiday cottage, so I've always come up for holidays. And it's just taken off. I've moved up to York and now come down every weekend and do as much as I can.
Beth spends as much time as she can here, lost in a valley, surrounded by the land she loves. It's a place she cares for so much, it's even changed the way she leads her life.
I'm a witch, a pagan because of this place, because I've been coming here all my life, and it's so much in the middle of nowhere and it's so isolated that you can really go out and get into nature and sort of feel the earth around you. And this place to me has always had as much of a personality as the people in it. I like just leaving here and walking, and within 20 minutes you can be in the middle of nowhere all by yourself, and you can just sort of sit down and commune with the land and feel it talking back to you and sort of feel its spirit. It just gives me a real sense of peace and well-being. I can sort of feel myself relax. I always take a deep breath when we come over the top into the valley every Friday night.
When there's a bum fight at the tea hut, you'll find this lot leaping to volunteer. They're the Amer family, called to the counter by a common passion.
We're all train mad.
Yeah, it runs in the family.
But we hardly ever manage to listen to the band because we're so busy.
You wouldn't think my wife was a train buff, would you? She's under special sufferance. Because when I first met her, I showed her a photograph in my bungalow and I said, "What's that train?" It was going over a viaduct in Huddersfield. She said, "It's a Black 5. I said, "Blimey, you'll do for me. Come on, let's get you roped in with trains from now on." That was 20 odd years ago.
And up at the end of the line, the Pickering station group are slogging away too, with a thirst for work and an eye for detail.
This building has been painted in 3 basic colours. Light stone at the top, light Brunswick green at the bottom of the building, and the window frames and door frames are painted in dark Brunswick green. The idea is to replicate an LNER country station of the 1930s. The painting scheme has to be very strictly adhered to as regards materials, undercoating and primers. And today we've got everybody down working from the station group to try and get this building finished before the start of the main running season.
And whatever they do, it has to be just right.
We go down to minor details like the type of screws that we use, get the right type of screws, etc. We have disabled toilets on the station, which they didn't have in 1937, and we have modern catering facilities. So we are improving, but at the same time keeping the colour scheme and wherever possible the furniture of 1937.
Well, this weekend it's more like 1967. Once a year the steam engines give way to diesels. And the North Yorkshire Moors Railway holds a gala weekend, aimed at a very different breed of train spotters, the Diesel Boys.
We should remember that there are many enthusiasts who've grown up in the diesel era and never remembered steam in its heyday, which after all finished in 1968, and it's a totally different breed of enthusiast.
I'd describe myself as a diesel enthusiast, really.
It brings a different type of enthusiast to the line, which there are a lot of people who are only interested in diesels and not interested in steam, and wouldn't normally come to the railway. So it's important to, for them to enjoy the weekend as well.
They don't just spot locos. Many of them like to ride behind them or photograph every one.
Some of them do look very stylish.
We're trying to recreate what we grew up with, I think. Yeah.
The enthusiasts revel in the noise because each class of locomotive makes a different sound, and some of them are very distinctive indeed.
Well, you've got the smell of hot oil and the thrash from the exhaust and the scream of the turbocharger, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I like it. Switch it on and it goes.
On the whole, a steam enthusiast likes a steam engine. They may have a preference for LNER, Great Western, but if it chuffs, they're happy. Diesel enthusiasts are very blinkered.
Definitely, it's like football. You have people support different teams, don't they? So, same within railways. It's some people support steam locos, others support diesels, different types of diesels, and so on.
Just keep clear on the platform edge as the train reverses into platform 2.
The Moors Railway was the first one in the country to ever stage a diesel gala, and I was one of those who campaigned for it. And of course the management couldn't believe that people were interested, and they were pleasantly surprised.
A lot of the younger people coming up are interested in diesels as much as steam, or probably more so than steam.
Diesel galas are now copied nationwide, and what's interesting is that some of these private lines are now making more money from the diesel galas than the steam. Now that is awesome.
The A4 Pacific class locomotive, Sir Nigel Gresley. Built in 1937, it's a steam legend that holds the post-war steam speed record. The railway's looked after this thoroughbred for more than 30 years, and Roger Barker knows the Gresley better than anybody. Now he's leading it through the biggest restoration it's ever had. It's early 2004, and for over 2 years Sir Nigel has had his feet up, undergoing the biggest overhaul in the old gentleman's 70-year history. Everything's been stripped down as far as it can go, a speed machine reduced to a bucket of bolts. But as with all steam engines, it just had to happen.
We're doing what they call the 10-year overhaul, exactly like an aeroplane. When it's done so many thousands of hours, they strip it every nut and bolt. We're doing exactly the same thing with Sir Nigel Gresley.
It's been a challenge for the staff and volunteers of the A4 Preservation Society.
Oh, it's a colossal job. Because as the locomotives become older and older, you get metal fatigue, and you've got to check more parts, and there's some very strict rules to work to. And because this engine is certified, or will be again, to run on the main line, everything's got to be absolutely, in layman's terms, spot on.
Stripping down a priceless piece of railway history, fettling every single part. When it's finally finished, it'll have taken a very long time.
3 years. We'd hoped to do it in 2, but we met problems that really, and additional costs, because till you strip a thing, you have no idea exactly what's to be done, especially with the boiler.
Everybody starts out with good intentions of what you can do, but it usually can add about 12 months on to what you normally think you're going to do it in.
We're hoping to have it completed certainly by the end of the year. That's what we're aiming for. We took the bull by the horns and said it will be ready for this Christmas just gone, but I'm afraid things have overtaken us.
The accountants have taken a bit of a hammering too. The unexpected snags and extra boiler work have made for a build that's starting to sound rather frightening.
Colossal expense. I mean, this is costing, really, I think, in round figures, 550,000.
For some, though, working on Sir Nigel Gresley has proved an experience that's simply beyond price.
My late husband used to work for the railways, and it was his, after he died, it was his boss that said to me, well, why don't you go to the North Yorkshire Mills Railway? You like steam engines. And I said, but what can I do? And I started off working in the shop on Gromont Station, and just progressed from there to be a ticket inspector, then a guard, and then got involved with this in 1997. So that's how when I became a widow, that was when I started becoming involved.
Right, we're going to try these pins in here.
Right.
The railway runs an apprentice scheme, but on this project, most of the labourers come from a generation that grew up with the Gresley.
Getting hard work at my age, and a lot of other people. I mean, sometimes on a Wednesday we have a lot of volunteers on it, and the average age of the workforce, I can tell, is over 65, but they love it.
It's a labour of love. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but it's a labour of love, and at the end of the day, when the thing's running again, it's alive, it's in steam, it's hot, you're doing 80 mile an hour on the main line, it's all worth it. Yeah. That's the reward for all the hours you spend in the cold in here.
When I was young, about 17, 18, I used to go dancing, and the rock and roll was just finishing, and the sort of gawky disco dancing was just coming in, and I've always wanted to be able to drive, always. I just sort of did what everyone else was doing in those days, sort of jigging about, and then I decided that I was really going to do it, I haven't really looked back since. That was, I suppose it was about 7 years ago.
It's a fascination with trains that's been with him since he was a kid.
What is it that attracts people to steam engines? At different ages, it's different things. As soon as you're 2 years old, you know that it goes chuff and there's bits on the outside that go round. And then as you get older, there's different things that you look at. And when you get to this stage, you realise that the skill and the hard work that required to make one go. The fireman, he's got to be an artist with a shovel to get the best out of one of these. And you can be You can have the best foreman in the world, the best engine in the world, but if you can't get the power down on the track, as you know, that's my job as a driver, putting the power on the rail. If you can't get the power on the rail, you're still not going anywhere.
In Gromont, John's helping out as a fireman today, and they're planning to revive a grand old tradition of steam.
Clear it your side. Clear this side.
Together with his driver, John Walker, Mr Middleditch is hoping to sneak off for the full Monty on the footplate.
What we're up to is we're keeping out of the foreman's way. If he can hear the engine moving about, he's happy. And well, what the plan is, we usually shuffle up and down a few times, blow the whistle a few times so he thinks we're busy, and then we're going to fly down here amongst the coaches and hide. And while we're down there, we'll be doing a bit of a fry-up, I think. It's worth it, though. That'll do it.
In the days of steam, this used to happen all the time, and it's a tradition they're only too happy to honour.
We've got to now turn this into a non-stick frying pan. We've just spread the oil around, now we've got to get it hot.
Come on, hurry up.
Here comes the bacon.
Oh, at last.
At last. How many slices do you want, John?
Oh, 2 will be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once the foreman smells this, we'll be in trouble.
We'll be coming out of the chimney now.
He's not coming, is he?
Not yet. No, we're all right now.
This is the sort of thing that blokes with shunting engines would do. On the main line, you've got so much draft up the chimney that you can't keep the bacon on the shovel, especially with someone like him driving.
The draft from the chimney will literally take the bacon off the shovel and it will go up the chimney and fly in the air.
It will indeed.
You really want to be standing still to do this.
I believe on the Midland at one stage they were drilling holes in all the shovels just here to stop this sort of thing. So yeah, they don't like it.
Come on, Nigel, hurry up. Let's
yeah, I'm doing my best, pet.
Yeah.
On an engine, if you don't help yourself, no other person's going to do it, are they?
Nope.
It's you and your driver against the world. Right, now the most important part of the job is the eggs. There's one. Oops, his fingers.
Like my eggs runny, John.
Runny?
Yeah.
I like mine runny too.
Yeah.
There's the other one. Thank you. And there we go.
There we go.
And there's first course breakfast.
Thank you.
Ooh, so you've got to look after your driver. See, he's posh. He's going to put his tomato sauce on the side of
Yeah,
the
I
plate.
know. I'm the driver. I'm going to put it on the side.
Welcome to the Crossing Club. At the end of a long day, this is where the footplate crews wet their whistles, and it's a regular home from home.
Well, what you see now is all our own work. We knocked everything down, practically rebuilt it all. We've built all the cellar, the toilets are ours, all the decorations, beams, the ceiling, everything was done by our own hands. The bar, quite proud of, we built that ourselves, and we didn't realise just what a commercial success it was going to be, really. I didn't realise just how many drinkers and alcoholics there were in downtown Gromont. It's kept us going.
Question 3. In the song Oh Mr Porter, where did the singer want to go to?
Yeah, we just had that one.
As you've probably realised on this railway, it's quite warm work, especially in summer, and you do lose a lot of moisture. You're shoveling a ton at a time on a round trip, ton and a half, depending on the loading. You've been up and down on hooked and hooked on. You've done a good day's graft, so you're ready for a pint, and it tastes beautiful.